Okay, greetings. This is Classic Games Redefined. My name's Rich. I'm showing you another one of my games here that I did on Half Checkerboard. This is the game Melting Ice Floes. This is a game where you're trying to stalemate your opponent. And the way you do that is by removing checkers and they don't have a legal move left. You have a white and black piece that'll move on the board. And then you also have these island pieces. Normally you use checkers and pawns and stuff, but it seemed to be that they had problems fitting. So I end up making them larger on the board. You can alternate turns moving one space and then relocating one checker. And if you have a group of pieces together, let's say, for example, like this. Let's hit a blacker together. And let's say black players on the board here. And white. Actually, I'm going to fix the gravity. Gravity is a little too high for my preference, so we'll make it about there. So let's say, for example, we had a setup like this. And then black moves off. He would then take all three of these pieces. They come off the board. Actually, you would take one of them, and then you move into another spot. Okay, let's back up. Okay, see these? Come off the board. He would then take one and put it someplace else on the board, like there. And the ones that were adjacent. Here. Let's say that was the piece that was there. That's going to go relocate. I am being a menace. Back up. Anyhow, you're going to relocate. Another thing you happen with the relocate is, let's say, for example, we'll do a setup like this. This isn't quite the same thing. Note there's 12 checkers. Object is you're trying to either eliminate all these checkers of your opponent through that removal, or cause your opponent not to have a legal move without falling into, let's say, for example, black's here. Actually, you know what? Swap it. Let's say white's here. It doesn't matter. White then goes off the board. Let's say lands there. That's the piece that he's going to relocate. Okay, that one goes off the board. These two would also come off the board because they were connected orthogonally. They come off the board. He falls in a drink and loses. Falls on the board. So now let's go ahead. If we make this line larger, let's say, for example, you see 5. And I'm going to show you setup in a minute. I've gotten to explain how this moves. So let's say, for example, white. So you do. Let's say black goes over here. Okay, you know what? Let me do the following. Just to show you this. Let's say it's like this. And the black player can't pass through a piece. Opponent. He also can't land off the board. So let's just drop it in there. So he can't go over. He can't land on any of the other spaces. And B, he can't land on the board. He can go here though. Let's say he goes off there. And like that. All these pieces would come off. This would relocate. It relocates to where there wasn't a checker. So these areas I'm clearing off the board. You see this here? I'm clearing them off the board currently. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate the board a bit more. That was a little too low. I just hated the pawn dropping. I mean the knight dropping. So, and that piece fell in the water. So that drowned. This is Melting Ice Floes because they melt. So the board begins like this. And let me do this. I'm using red and black checkers. Again, I said I was going to move to other colors, but in this case, the colors need to match. So let's put it like this. Pieces start off the board, and then we're going to play here. I'm going to play a game in a minute just to show you how this works. So let's... Remember, they start off the board. That starts off the board. And I could do that, for example. Grab them both and drop them off. They're going to roll around. I decided not to roll, which was fortunate. Physics are a little bit wonky here, but they do the job, so that's the thing. So yeah. Okay. Let's say white goes for it. White can put on any empty space. Let's say white wants to go there. Another thing, too, is if you get all these checkers off the board of your opponent, you win the game also. Or you get them reduced. Actually, I'm going to say you get it reduced down to one opponent's checker piece because you will always relocate once. So anyhow, At least this is what we're playing better. If you see different rules, I apologize for that here. No nonsense. But let's say white goes there and black goes here. So the way this works is that we need to go. Let me zoom in a bit more so he fits on it. There you go. White's gonna go. White will go here. And then go and relocate the checker there. There were none adjacent to it of his color, so then what black will go. Black's gonna relocate that checker he was on someplace else, so yeah. Now we have a hole on the board, so black's gonna go here. So I think black will go there just to bug out. Come on, behave yourself. There we go. That was the checker he's on. I need to relocate that to someplace else. And he'll relocate it down here. So now white goes. White's going to move. One space. This piece is good. That piece is going to be relocated. This is out of play. We'll prop them all the pieces off there. Now this needs to be put somewhere. He'll build himself an island that way. So now black goes. We'll go here. And then relocates this to here to do much damage to black. I mean to white. So then white's going to go like this. Drop in the middle like that. Oh. Let me do the following. I just want to... We're going to... If you could see that, that should be a little bit more helpful. So this piece he was on. He relocates it to... there. Now black's going to go. Because all these are going to come off. If he lands on, he's going to get screwed. So he has to really move down here like this. He's going to take that. That piece is going to relocate. These four are coming off the board. Note they were adjacent to it. So these come off the board. They're out of play. Now this needs to go elsewhere. So he'll play here like this. He's actually going to play there to give himself an island chance. So now white goes. White only has one move, which is here. This comes off the board. Needs to be put someplace else. He is going to play where? Okay, like that. Now black goes. So... this will relocate elsewhere. That's that. Note he had to relocate it, so now white's going to go. He'll move that pawn elsewhere, so. And the question here, it's going to come down to what he wants to do as far as configuring. He can go left or right. This is one of these spots. So I guess he'll play here. Like that. And then moves this over here. Actually, there like that. Now, black's going to go. He'll play here. This is the piece he was on. He's going to play like that there. So, okay. This is a challenge. So, anyhow. Now, yes, he's going to have to play here, or he could play up closer. If he plays up closer, all those are going to fall in the water and he drowns. So, he has to play there. So, these come off the board. Remember, there was one. That piece that was there was a black piece. So, he needs to put that somewhere. And these, we're having this as the out-of-bound area. I'll just drop it over there. They're out of play now. Now he needs to put this someplace. Okay. He's going to play like that there. Okay. Actually, he's not going to do that because they will come off and it'll be a nightmare. But he has to do something, so... That's interesting because he plays one way. There, he will definitely come down and move off it. But, no, he can't. Oh, that's a good bait. So he drops it there. Now, next up... Okay. That will then come off. That has to be relocated somewhere. Can't go in the same space. So, oh. He will then put it here. And I'm going to have to check the rules for a second. Otherwise, I'm going to have to add a little addendum. So he goes like that there. Next up. This is not fun. So, actually, this is a nightmare. Because he's going to play this here like that. This now goes out of play. Now, black has an issue. I wonder if they fall in the drink together. Otherwise, I'm going to have to make a note here. Because... Okay. Okay. Losing the game, this is his page 4 in the rules, will trump it. So by doing that, now black has an issue, so he's going to go like that there. Okay. So losing trumps, so he's unable to legally remove without falling in the water, so he loses. So that's going to be out. Actually, that's out. He falls in the drink. And note they're like rooks because they fall that way. And then this is supposed to go in the water. So guess what? Black loses the game here. So what happened? These are now out. And he's supposed to put another one on the board, but didn't. And result was that black loses the game there. Because he caused a position which causes them both to fall in the water. Or if he calls himself to fall in the water, that supersedes what you cause happen to your opponent. So anyhow, that's it. Basic rules. If you can cause your opponent not to have a legal move, they lose the game. You win the game if you get your opponent down to 1, for example. Let's do this. Just grab every single thing together. This. I'm just cleaning up the board. They're going to fall off the board. They're going to timber. I guess not. So by doing this... black has won the game at this point. If he managed to get the white checker off the board, so it's down to 1, he does it that way. Or falling in the water, causing your opponent to fall in the water, loses. Besides that, also, if you fall in the water, you lose the game. So anyhow, that's how to play Melting Ice Floes. I have a whole lot more games on half a checkerboard. This is just one of them. So anyhow, okay, that's it. I do want to thank you for watching. May your die always roll 5.